Other stuff that's happening, virtual searches are exploding. People are searching for everything virtual. Virtual happy hour game searches are up 4,600%. Virtual museum tour searches are up 3,600%. Virtual zoo tours are up 2,200%. Virtual field trips for kids up 2,200%. Recently, there's a company called Camp that's doing a free virtual birthday party every day at 5 p.m. Eastern time for kids. And you can log in with Zoom and they host a birthday party for people who can't have birthday parties and go to their local trampoline park or amusement center. They also offer private parties if you want to pay. Now, there are other companies in the VR arcade business that are creating new models around hardware rentals to do parties during the shutdown. So VR arcade 2-hour parties from VR Zone DC, they'll actually hand deliver up to 8 headsets to different people in different locations. And they offer a curated game experience with a virtual host that walks you through how to play party games in VR. Now, another company in Philadelphia called Virtual Reality for Rent is mailing out Oculus Quest headsets via UPS. And so for $300, you get a Quest for 3 days with 20 games. And you get to play, and you ship it back via UPS. And so we're starting to see new models around VR headsets in the rental business. Now, for those of you that are old like me, you might remember we could go to Blockbuster or even the grocery store and rent VCRs. VCRs in the early days were, around $1,000, and not everybody had them. And so you could rent a VCR and rent a couple of movies and keep it at home for a few days and have a movie night. That actually went on to home video consoles. And you could actually rent consoles if you didn't have it because they were expensive. The Xbox was, $500 when it first came out. And then you could rent some video games and keep them. Now, this actually led to a lawsuit in 1989 between Nintendo and Blockbuster, which Blockbuster won the first round. Nintendo then sued them for copying their manuals for copyright infringement. And so people have asked me, as I've posted some of this stuff on Facebook in my group, they've asked me if around the licensing of this, and this isn't by no way an endorsement saying that you can rent hardware, consumer hardware for commercial purposes and make money off of it. But the models have been around for a long time. And so your mileage may vary in that world. Now, there's another term that's come out. Everybody's gone into Zoom, and we've talked about Zoom meetings and goats on Zoom meetings and Zoom backgrounds. Well, there's a new term now that's been coined called Zoom fatigue. And what it does is it's happening because we're in so many Zoom meetings and our bodies, our brains aren't wired to cognitively process the images and the things that we're doing on Zoom. And so we're scanning lots of faces. We're not seeing the nuance of facial and body language, which is how we read a situation. We normally don't stare at faces in real life. When you're in a meeting and you're talking to somebody, we avert our gaze, we look around, we roll our eyes, we kind of look around. We don't just stare at somebody in the face because it's creepy. Right? It's creepy. Don't do that. We need to perform. We need to have exaggerated movements, and you're on a little teeny screen in Zoom. And so Zoom fatigue is a thing. And Zoom meetings, and that's only a month in, right? And so people are thinking Zoom is the panacea for remote work, remote collaboration. It's not. We need better tools. And one of those tools clearly is going to be virtual reality. Now, Loom.ai is doing avatars that use voice recognition to hold, and it holds the camera. Your avatar holds the camera gaze. It's not using facial recognition, though they use facial recognition to create your avatar, so it looks like you. But it uses voice recognition, and your avatar holds the camera gaze, so you can be off doing whatever you want during your meeting. You're going to see more and more and more of that technology come out to help make this remote work possible. And I did an interview with Doug Griffin, who's the head of business development for Loom.ai, and we'll be doing that next week on the show.